Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Me trying to share. Just writing on my phone. Live or watch the. You hear noise that sounds awkward as Josiah having a wrestling match in his room before bed. I am eating my dinner. I have some chicken breast and some squash that I just made. And today I was going to follow up on my video about burnout. We was going to talk about that as a topic, talk about goals, and whatever else y'all want to talk about while I'm on here. Probably going to be live for the next, I would say 15 to 25 minutes, depending on who joins. But definitely going to be signing off before 10 because I got to make sure Josiah goes to sleep. Meal prepping is such a lifesaver. Like, I did have to just cook the squash, but everything else was already made. And it just made my life so much easier. I had to move some stuff around. I can have some room. I'm so proud of Josiah, y'all. I got some of his grades in math, and he has A's. Math and science and social studies grades. I'm happy. He's doing much better so far. I know school just started, but a win is a win. Hey, Rachel, how are you today? Happy Wednesday. Don't mind me munching over here. I'm just eating my dinner. I understand, tired. I'm definitely going to be getting some rest tonight. We have some travel this weekend, so I want to make sure I go into the weekend well rested. I've been feeling like I've been running around all week trying to get ready, trying to tighten up stuff at work, trying to get ready for the weekend. I will be vlogging, but I'll give y'all a teaser. My husband's family, they are hosting a family reunion, so we're going out of town for that, which is exciting. We always have a good time. I'm hoping we get to go to the beach, and I might be able to go to the casino, y'all. I didn't get to go last time because we just did not have time the last time we visited earlier this year. Thank you. I'll say one thing I'm grateful for this week is more sleep. This week I've gotten more sleep than I have in the past few weeks, except for last night. But aside from last night, I've gotten more sleep, over 7 hours of sleep every night. My goal is to try to get to where I'm getting at every night, so I can like feel more productive. Like I've been getting up earlier, so that's been really helpful with my productivity. But getting more sleep has also been helpful. And I noticed like sometimes when I get more rest, I have more energy throughout the day. And then also like when it's time for me to weigh in, I end up losing weight. But when I'm eating right, working out, and I'm not getting enough sleep, it's like my body seems to hold on to more water weight. And y'all know I'm trying to lose weight. So I think the rest thing is part of like part of it, basically, getting enough sleep. So I've been trying to get 7 hours every night. I'm also grateful for family because I'm coming together with family this weekend, and that's going to be fun. It's always a blessing when you can do that. I was trying to wait for more people to join so we could talk more about burnout. But first off, I'll just say thank y'all so much for all the love, all the kind comments, all the likes, shares of the recent video that I posted Monday night. It was talking about burnout while working your 9 to 5, part-time YouTuber dreams of wanting to be a full-time content creator. And really, I got to work out. I say I'm grateful for my health. That's always a blessing. You know what I mean? No matter how tired we are, no matter what hurdle we're going through, when you can say, you know what, I woke up and I have my health, I have a right mind, I have food, I have the basic essentials, that is always a blessing. Hey Soror, I'm so glad you caught me on live too. I'm so glad you're here. Sending you some hearts. I have been coming every week now. I've been consistent. I'm proud of me, y'all. Y'all know I struggle with the consistency. I struggled with the consistency. I've been doing great with being consistent lately, but I'm trying to do it because this day works really well with my schedule currently. And I feel like it's a good middle of the week way to check in with all of y'all. So today I was going to be talking about burnout because I posted a video about burnout on Monday, and just kind of like how sometimes you feel like you're so close but you're not there yet, and then you still have to keep maintaining whatever you need to keep your lights on in your house, right? Like, you might have a dream, but that dream is not paying your bills. So you kind of get in this cycle of working jobs or working a job that you don't really care about. Thank you so much, Soror. Um, Working a job that you don't really care about, or maybe you do like the job, but it's still not your passion. I know people that may want to be in the medical field. They want to be a nurse, and somehow they might have gotten stuck or got started in a field that's not the medical field. And so you work in the job because you have to pay your bills or maybe work your way through school or whatever the reason is, but it's not necessarily your passion. Well, the same can apply to us who go to school, get a degree, get a job in the field, and you realize like, oh, this job is great. It's what I went to school for. It pays my bills, but do I feel fulfilled doing this job? Can I see myself just doing this for the next 20 years? Should I have to do this for the next 20 years just because I went to school for this? A lot of people get in this adult world and they realize that that's not what they want. It's so many people who got a degree and then they got to, either working in that field or trying to work in that field and then end up realizing that that was not what they wanted to do. And I'm eating my dinner, trying to get it before it gets cold. I will say this: it is okay to realize that you don't want to do something. It's okay to start something and not want to finish because you realize it's not for you. Sometimes you don't know until you get in something that is not for you. And if you figure out what is for you, work on it while you also have some sense of stability. In that video, I was talking about how, like, when I was young, I really had the support system where I could have pursued YouTube as a full-time career, like a lot of young content creators do. And I didn't really take this seriously, but I grew because the algorithm was very different back then. You could upload anything and get 1,000 views. But I say that to say I wasn't consistent because this was more of a hobby back then. And I was just using it as an outlet to get me through difficult times in my life. And then I ended up realizing how much I love content creation, to the point that even when I went to school, I studied communications and I did stuff with film and video and writing and stuff. And in my full-time work, I'm in the communications field, but this is communications related too. But content creation is just so much bigger. Josiah, you got 15 minutes. Content creation is just so much bigger than communications. Like, it's a way of self-expression, it's videos, it's social media posts, it's social media marketing to people. And there's creative freedom when it's your own social media versus when you work for someone else and you have barriers or parameters or guidelines or whatever. And there's guidelines here. Like, YouTube tells us what we can and cannot do, what will get our videos demonetized and all that kind of stuff. But if you have your own website, your own blog, your own social media platform, you really get to be yourself. And if you grow, you can get paid for sharing your life or sharing hacks or whatever it is you do. Dreams versus reality is very challenging. I'm living in a dreamy world right now, knowing reality is kicking my butt left and right. The freedom is so enticing, kind of inspiring me to start. You should, Rachel. Go ahead. I encourage it. I love YouTube. But even if it's not YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, do all of them. One of my biggest regrets was putting all my eggs in one platform. Now I'm not doing that. If you go on my profile, on my About Me section, you see I have a profile with everything. I'm very active on my Facebook. I'm pretty active on Instagram. I'm not as active on Twitter, but sometimes I can be. And then Clubhouse, oh my gosh, I don't think I've logged into that in over a year. But I try to have a presence on all of my main social media accounts. And y'all, oh my gosh, I set up my Amazon storefront this week. So a while back, Amazon disabled me from being able to submit written reviews. And I didn't realize that that had nothing to do with the Amazon Associates program and the Amazon Influencer program. So I had signed up for the Amazon Associates program back when I was doing Amazon reviews, and I got approved, and I am an Amazon associate. Like, I can earn on my links. But I kept seeing other content creators saying, check out my storefront, check out my storefront. And I'm like, I need to set one of those up, especially because I have a lot of new content coming where I'm buying stuff from Amazon, like whether it's travel related stuff, even my birthday outfit, it came from Amazon. Cards for my son to study with. Like, y'all finna get these videos you're gonna see. But it's like, it doesn't make sense for me to not have a storefront because it's easier to direct people to that so they can find what they're looking for than for me to always have to remember to grab the link under that specific video, which I will do that too. But I want to like set my link tree up and have the Amazon storefront and all my social medias. And that way I can link that in the bio of all of my other platforms aside from YouTube. YouTube lets you display your links, all of them, and that's really cool. It's kind of like you don't need a link tree because they give you a bucket on your profile where you can put all your links that direct to your business, your website, whatever you want. I think up to 14 you can put on your page. But Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all those other ones, they usually give you one link, which I think Instagram now lets you do more than one link. But for a long time, you were just allowed one link. And that's where things like Linktree and similar sites came into play, which I don't have one yet, but I'm going to make one because I'm trying to learn more about passive income and like monetizing social media. So right now I'm trying to work on monetizing Facebook. I got consistent, and now the Reels bonus program is over with. So the way to earn money is like you have to have 5,000 followers. You have to have a certain amount of streams that you do. So like eventually I'll start streaming here and doing Facebook at the same time. And that way I can meet that requirement. But y'all, right now, I only have like 1,100 something followers on there. So I got a long way to go because I'm not posting just a bunch of reels and stuff there unless I feel like it makes sense. Like, I don't want to just post content just to post it. So I post stuff if it's something I know will resonate with my audience. My audience on Facebook is a little bit different than my audience on YouTube. It's smaller, for one. And for two, it's like the strangers that I am getting, some of them are really rocking with my content. And then some of them are just like spammy people that are trying to get me to buy something. Like, I can help you get more views, DMing me, like spamming them and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to interact with the fake engagement. Do you content creation too? I think what scares me is failing, but I guess I should start for fun first, no pressure. Absolutely. Start it as a hobby. That's what I did. Think about what you like. Maybe do a little bit of research and just go for it. That's what I did. If y'all look at my oldest videos, they were horrible. We all start from somewhere. I want to set up an Amazon storefront, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong with it. What do you mean, Flaming Tongues? I literally figured it out myself today. The easiest way to do it, because I could not figure it out. I kept looking on Amazon trying to find it. I typed in storefront, couldn't find it. So one of my content creator people I follow, she had one and she had a cute wig and she said it's on my storefront. So I went and clicked the link in her bio. It brought me to Linktree. The first link at the top was like Amazon storefront. I clicked on the Amazon storefront and it brought me to her profile. It showed me the stuff she set up. But then there was a thing on there that said something like learn more about the program here. And I clicked that link. It brought me to like this FAQ list. And then at the bottom, it had another link that you could click into to see if you want to sign up for the program yourself. And I clicked that and it said I was eligible because I linked it to my YouTube account. Because I'm like, why wouldn't I be eligible with all these subscribers, right? But you don't have to have 16,000 subscribers. I've been an Amazon associate, I want to say, since before I had 5,000 subscribers. So don't feel like overwhelmed. If you have at least 1,000 friends on Facebook, I think you can link Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, or Instagram. So if you have a following of 500 or more, 1,000 or more on any of those, just link that profile and you should be able to do it. And then from there, you just set it up and you just start building lists. You can go live on there and everything, which I'm going to look into all of that stuff. But I want to be genuine with it. I'm not just going to start buying everything from Amazon, even stuff I don't really want. Like, I really want it to be y'all's place where y'all can get stuff I actually use. So, like, y'all know, sometimes I retwist my husband's locks. So I put a natural hair list together. I don't know why YouTube has been blocking notifications, but I'm glad you made it. And I didn't come right at 9 o'clock. So sorry about that. What was I saying? I set up one for that. I set up like 4 or 5 lists. I set it up through my Amazon. I don't have a business account. You don't need a business account. You need a social media account. The Amazon, even for the associates, you don't need to have a business account. I've yet to set up a business account. To me, Amazon business account is for folks who want to sell on Amazon. You want to sell your own product. Maybe, hey D, maybe you have a product. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button. I done talked to about 6 people, but I only see 2 likes. So if y'all are still here, hit the like button. Thank you. What was I gonna say? So Amazon business is for if you have a product, like maybe you make your own hair gel or you have your own waist beads or something, whatever. That is for people who want to say, hey, Amazon, I want to set up my business on here to sell my product. Right? Okay. Amazon associates is people who want to work as a contractor for Amazon to sell their stuff that's already out there for a commission. That's what I was already doing. Now I'm an Amazon influencer. Amazon influencer is for people who have an influence on their social media, whether you have a YouTube, a TikTok, a Facebook, an Instagram, or a blog or whatever. You can link it. It's going to make you sign in. It's going to see how many followers you are, and it'll tell you right on the spot if you're approved or not. And then from there, like the Amazon associate, you can put lists together. You can go live with stuff you bought, your Amazon faves. You can pick stuff that you didn't buy from Amazon, but it's stuff you use that people can get on Amazon. And then the same way, like the Amazon Associates program, you would be able to set that profile up like a landing page where people can go and look. Like I'm gonna put mine. It's on my profile. If y'all go to my profile after I end the live, because I've set it up this week and it is linked as the second link under my description area. Like it says on my homepage, hey, welcome to my channel, subscribe. My name is Yosha. And then at the bottom it says Facebook and 8 more links. Once I'm done setting it up, I'm actually going to put Amazon as the first link because that can earn money. But I'm going to share mine so you can see what it would look like. It'll basically bring you to a whole landing page with all the stuff you recommend, but you have to group it in little categories. So I set up like 7 of them. One of them with all my content creation recommendations, one with all the natural hair products I use, including the stuff I do for locks, for my husband, one with all my cute outfits that I bought for Amazon. I might do one for baby shower gifts because a few of my friends, including D, had a baby shower registry on Amazon, and I bought stuff for the baby showers based on what they asked for. So I could put all that stuff in a group, in a list, and say, hey, these are things I recommend you get somebody who had a baby or is having a baby. But essentially, it's different. It's not the same as Amazon business. So I hope that explains. And Amazon hides it. Really, it's not easy to find. Like I said, from my phone, I kept trying to type in while logged into my regular account, Amazon storefront. I went and looked under my settings and my profile, could not find the information. It literally took me going to somebody else who had one's link and doing some digging for me to find it. So hopefully that helps you. Because now that I have one, I don't know how to get someone else to sign up. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Hmm. Posts. Let me open up my thing in a incognito real quick. And then I'm gonna see if I can find the direct link. All right, now it says follow and then earns commissions. Okay. So for Flaming Tongues, when you go to the profile, it says under Miss Exclusive 4 earns commissions. You want to hover over that, click it, and then it says contributors independently recommend products and may earn commission on purchases. Click on the hyperlink that says learn more. And then when you click on that, go all the way to the bottom. The last question says, how can I join the program? Then there's a link that says amazon.com/influencers. So that is how I was able to find it. I just had to work through it again in an incognito browser. Okay. Hold on. I hope it didn't end because I was doing something else. That URL should take you to it. But the way I just explained is how I found it. I worked through it because like I'm signed in, so if I go to it, it's just going to bring me to my page now. But I'm really grateful for that because it'll be a new way of passive income. I'm going to start doing more videos about my Amazon finds and trying to create content there as well. I'm really trying to figure out how I can increase like my earnings through business and through content creation. So these are just the baby steps. I'm trying to increase the passive income, the ad income, and then from there, I would love to get my website done and start like doing consulting and services and things like that. Cause your girl got some moves she got to make. So yeah. Don't let that burnout get to y'all. Let it inspire you. Let it fuel you so you can start, working on whatever your goals are. My current goals are 20,000 on YouTube, increasing revenue for YouTube and passive income, losing my 28 pounds, and growing in my faith and, getting closer to God. And of course, just, building up on my family. You are very, very welcome. I hope that helps you. I really do. I hope that helps you. Josiah, it's bedtime. Y'all, my food got cold. I hate when that happens. I be talking, food be getting cold. I literally sauteed the squash right before I got online too. It was hot and good. I'm still gonna eat it. Well, y'all, I know it's early. I've only been on here for 25 minutes. Do you ever get PR from brands? Not lately. 2020, was it 2020? 2020 or 2021, I was working with brands more often. I had a partnership with Rainbow for a little while. But after that, I really didn't work with any companies. I worked with My Body Max on a waist trainer as well that same year. And I was working on and off with a few independent Amazon people, like reviewing stuff that they sent, getting sponsored content out like that, wigs, sometimes clothes. But I haven't been doing it lately. I would love to do it again, but I guess I need to start doing more of that kind of content. I've really not. Oh, my son started already. He started school on August 2nd. So, yeah, I feel like at least your child or your children had a better summer break than mine, because mine already summer break is over, and that's why he needs to go to bed. I think he might have already fallen asleep. We're on a schedule. Like, I had to get up early. He has to go to bed earlier because in the summer I was way more lax with him about bedtime. D, no. Maybe you're irregular. That's a good idea, Quantum. I'm gonna look into it. My husband designs shirts, so I gotta think of something that would resonate with you guys. Like, what would you really want on a shirt? And I don't want it to be something that everybody does. So I do want to do merch. I've thought about it. Like when I launched my website, having merch, um, things like that as well. But I want to make sure it's special and it's something that resonates with y'all. You know what I mean? Not just something that's Yosha centered. Like, I know y'all love me, but I know, and I've heard other marketers, like people who make a lot of money with that kind of stuff, say, like, you have to come up with something that people will want to wear on their bodies because it resonates with them. You can't just do like self-centered content. But I do have some sayings that I feel like people would like. It's just irregular. That's it. It's just irregular because I just had a baby. I was gonna say it took me a while for my period to get back to normal. Before having Josiah, my period used to come every 28 days on the dot. Now it comes every 26 to 28 days. Pregnancy throws women's bodies out of whack. And not to mention I got on birth control too, which, fun fact, not really so fun. When I was in high school, before I was sexually active at all, like 14, 15, I used to have the worst periods and they used to be so irregular. I would miss my period, and my period started when I was 13. I would miss my period. Like when I was 14, 15, I would miss my period for a couple months. Then it would come and it would happen for a whole month. It was horrible. And like my mom told me if it happened again, she was gonna make me go to the doctor. And I didn't know like what an OBGYN was and what they did or any of that. And so when I went, um, my mom didn't take me to the appointment. My dad did. It was the most awkward appointment ever. It made me never want a male OBGYN ever. So I had to go through the appointment and everything. My dad was sitting in the room, and then like they made me do a pep smear. But if you are not sexually active, you're not supposed to get a pep smear. So it was the most uncomfortable, painful thing. My dad didn't know what to do. By the time they were done, I was just ready to go, blacked out, not blacked out, but like blacking out whatever on what was being said, because I was just processing the test they had to do or whatever. And so they gave me birth control pills. And I will say those birth control pills did help my cycle get regular, like every 28 days. I never had a problem again. But then after I had Josiah, it threw my period off again. And it took a while for it to get back. So I was embarrassed. I was humiliated. I was pissed off at my mom because I felt like she could have done more to prepare me for that visit, because she's a woman who had had 3 babies. So she had to know something more than what she told me, which was nothing. I'm going to just take you to the doctor. I'm going to set you up with a doctor appointment because that's not right. You're not supposed to get PEPs until you're 21, but I got one when I was 15 because my cycles were irregular, and it was really bad. Like, no one should be bleeding for a month, but that's how I was. I was bleeding for a month. It was really bad. So I will say the birth control pills help that problem go away, but I'm not gonna say I'm anti BC, but I'm anti very hormonal BCs like Nexplanon and stuff like that, because it makes you gain hella weight. Like, I'm finally getting back to the size I was before I had Josiah. And it's not because of having Josiah. It's because I got on birth control and had an implant after I had Josiah. And it blew me up. Like, I gained so much weight. I'm a late bloomer. I didn't start till the summer of my senior year. You are so lucky. And now mine ends about 5 days. Like, I have 5 days of like badness. And the first 3 days are like the worst. The 4th day is like in the middle, and the 5th day is almost gone. Yeah, that's not normal. I've been for a month after. Oh, I'm so sorry, D. 4th grade is so young. And I thought something was wrong with me because a lot of my friends that were my age had already started their periods when they were in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. Mine started in 7th grade. I was almost 14. So I felt like I was late because I was young, kind of. Yeah, 10, like a lot of the girls around me started theirs really early compared to me. So if you started yours in senior year, consider yourself lucky. You didn't have to deal with those embarrassing moments. Because my mom, I mean, I love her to death, and she's not here no more, but I felt like she didn't do a good job preparing me for that. And if I ever had a daughter, I would make sure I prepared her way better, way better. Club Penguin was, I don't know what that is. Rachel, what's Club Penguin? Josiah, you sleep? I think he fell asleep down there. I don't hear him. When I first started the live, I heard him wrestling and making a bunch of noise. Oh, Lisa, what's wrong? Well, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. But if you do, we're here. I think my baby fell asleep down there because I don't hear him at all. And it's his bedtime. Like, one great thing about getting him on the routine is, like, once he's on it, he's on it. Like, he wants to go to bed. Okay, mommy, good night. Like, okay, baby, see you in the morning. Because 6 a.m., 6:30, whatever time we get up, that comes real fast. I'm going to stay on. I can stay on and talk. But I'm going to go check on him soon because I want to make sure he is asleep. But I think he is. Like, the TV's not on down there. I think he's down there laying down. This new school schedule be wearing him out. It's an online game. Your character's a penguin. You can get jobs and decorate your igloo. Oh, no. Lisa, what's going on? I think I said Lisa at first, but Lisa, what's going on? Oh, I got you. Let's talk about it. If you want to talk about it. Like, she never came back and said she wanted to talk about it. I forgot the name of the game I used to play. Like, I played The Sims, but before The Sims, it was like this IMOOVOO something, where it was like these little cartoon people and like you could dress them up and stuff. It's kind of like a bootleg version of The Sims. I used to like those type of games where you could do makeovers on people. And sorry for the TMI. I just don't feel like I have a lot of support for this wedding, and it's been disappointing. But the support I need is more mental, like advice, or do you need help with flowers? Not even money. Hey, Nichelle, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so Lissa, is it your bridesmaids that are not helping out, or is it family, or is it everyone? And can you confirm if you verbally asked for help already and they're just not responding to, give you the help? Because I will say this, I felt like some things I came out directly and asked for, but other things I signed myself up for it. And so before I get into my explanation, I would just say this: if you keep on trying to do everything yourself, sometimes your relatives or friends will think, well, she got it. She already did it. She already went and made the reservation. She already went and ordered it, or she's already done XYZ. So she must want it a certain way. So I'm gonna fall back. So if you would take that approach, which I know I did when I was getting married, at times it can make your relatives feel like you don't want their help. Because I literally excuse me, I became somewhat of a control freak, and I'm not saying you are, but sometimes us ladies, when we're getting married, when it's our birthday, when it's our whatever it is, our graduation event, our bridal shower, our baby shower, whatever our special moment is, sometimes we get so caught up in this is about me, 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 this is what I want, that we start getting a little bit aggressive and controlling, and then our people start to kind of back up. Like, I love her. I don't want us to fall out over this. So they think you got it because you seem to have it. You know what I'm saying? But if you verbally said, hey guys, like the flower arrangements, I need your help. And then it was like crickets in the group chat, that's completely different. It's everyone. I think since some are already saying how they're busy with work or family, they'll look into it and they just never do. But I never asked for specific things after that. Okay. So this is what I recommend that you do. I recommend that you go ahead and set up a date and a time, right? So let's say you have ordered all your stuff off Amazon and you need help with the flowers because you have 20 tables at your reception, and if you do it by yourself, it's going to take you all weekend by yourself to do. What you should do is in the group chat where you have your bridesmaids and your maid of honor, maybe like your sisters, or if you don't have sisters, cousins, or whoever is kind of like hands-on on your side helping with this. If it's the groomsmen's people, send out a little group text and you just reach out to them and say, hey, I need your help with the flower arrangements this weekend. What is your availability on Saturday? Or what is your availability Friday night, right? You tell them the day, the time, and then based on what the mutual seems to be, like if most of your people are off on weekends, go ahead and say, we're going to meet at my house. We're going to meet at insert place at this time from 6 to 9 on Friday night to work on flower arrangements. I'm going to order pizza. We're going to have girl talk and we're going to work on flower arrangements. And if they don't show up, you know, see who else you can invite besides the bridesmaids, right? And I say if you take that approach, they understand like what you've asked for, when you've asked for, and you've given them clear direction. Because if you just talking and you say something along the if you say something along the lines of, oh my gosh, I just have so much to do, y'all, like I got to get this done. I got to get my makeup appointment done. I got to get my dress altered. I still have to work on these gift bags. And you start listing all the stuff, but you're not specific in your request. Most people people are self-centered. Most people are not going to just be like, oh, how can I help you with that? They're just thinking like, oh, girl, yeah, you do got a lot going on. Well, I'll talk to you later. Like you have to be really direct. And I remember being in your shoes, like, I've almost been married 5 years. It'll be 5 years in November. And I remember feeling the same way and bending to my husband. Meanwhile, my husband chilling. He ain't stressing at all about the wedding because him and his groomsmen, they just all good vibes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like nobody's helping me do anything. I keep suggesting stuff, and then this is not working out. And then the person with the big feet is the main one with the issues with all the shoes I keep on suggesting. And then it's like the same 2 people out of my 7 keep on showing up. And it's like one person. And like in hindsight, we got married. We didn't have a lot of money. So the wedding planner thing, absolutely. I should have hired a wedding planner. And if it wasn't money, like when my mother-in-law offered to help, I should have let her help. My mom is deceased. I don't have my mom no more. So I should have said, you know what, mom in love, yes, help me out. I don't know what I'm doing. You've got resources. You're asking me how you can help. I should have let you help. Or like I have a stepmom and I have stepsisters. I should have said, hey, family, I need your help. I need your help. But see, some of them didn't even show up when my husband proposed. He planned this surprise proposal, and a lot of his friends and family came, and all of my close friends were there, but none of my family came to the proposal. My dad didn't come. And it wasn't because they were against us getting married or anything like that. They just didn't come. At that point, we were not as tight as we are now, where we show up and show out for each other. So none of them came. So I felt the way because my stepsister had already got engaged, and like the reaction was different. Everybody was there when my stepsister got engaged. I got engaged and nobody was there. So I invited them to the wedding, and most of them came. But I say that to say, like, in that season when I was planning, I didn't really depend on any family members. My sister was battling cancer at the time. I didn't know she had cancer. She had been kind of flaky before she had cancer, so I thought she was acting funny. So I had started getting this little attitude like I'm in this by myself. But in hindsight, there were a handful of people that offered to help, but I didn't take them up on their offer. But then I would get mad because I felt like I was doing everything. So listen, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but be direct. I never offered what I just told you, and I probably should have and could have did that because my friends would have came. The one time we did have like an initial meeting at the house, all of the girls came. We talked about, when you need to have your dress by, when you need to have your shoes by. We talked about styles. Then that was fun, but after that, I didn't really invite the girls over to do anything. And I should have. I should have been like, okay, we're gonna have a meetup every Saturday, or not every Saturday, because come on, nobody got time for every Saturday, but we're gonna meet up every third Saturday to do wedding stuff. Or, if you have a short period, like we got married, we had a year long engagement. So I could have did it, one Saturday a month, and we could have been working on stuff. But in hindsight, yeah, I would have asked for help, and I would have let somebody else do it, because on the day I got married, I was so stressed out. I was so worried about everything and everybody else that I didn't enjoy myself on my wedding day. And if I were to do it over, not getting married, but like my husband and I, we were talking about having a vow renewal party. I would either A, hire somebody else to do it, or B, I would eliminate a lot of the components that made the wedding complicated, including shortening the guest list. So let me read these comments. It's making me feel bad asking because I feel like I'm asking too much. No, ma'am, you're not. You're not asking for too much. This is your wedding. These are your friends. These are the folks that love you. They signed up for this. That's one other thing, because I felt the same way. You are not asking for too much because, like you said, it's not the money, right? So you're literally asking for time and commitment, ideas. What is it for somebody to come over and help you put some flower arrangements together? Like, if you can't do that, you don't need to be a bridesmaid. Now, if you got to work, okay, but I'm talking about if we trying to get this wedding together, and I've have 5 weeks, you got to have some availability within 5 weeks to come and help me put flowers together. Or if you're not the creative person, but I'm asking you to help me with something else, like, that's one thing. Do not accept being in somebody's wedding if you don't want to do anything. If you just want to show up and take pictures, like it's about having people that are going to encourage you when it gets stressful, people that's willing to do some work, light work now, but just putting flowers together. That's the fun part. People that's supposed to go off and plan your bachelorette event or your bridal shower. Some people don't do bachelorette party, but a bridal shower to surprise you and shower you with love. Like, that's what those people are supposed to do. And if they don't know how, which let me go back to that. I was young when I got married. I was 24 when I got engaged. I was the first friend to get married. None of my friends knew how to be a bridesmaid. So you have to tell them what you need and be direct. Like, hey, I would like to do this. I would like to do that. So they know. And so now, like, I have, oh my gosh, I have most of my friends are in relationships, but two of them are engaged. One of them is in the middle of planning a wedding, and she be texting me. She was in my wedding. She texted me, and she was one of the people that showed up for me very well, by the way. But she texted me, asked me, "What do you think about this? What do you think?" And I give her the advice. And so it's hard to be a good bridesmaid if you don't know how, but it's not hard to be a good friend, and that's what I'll say. Some people are not good friends. You can figure it out if you're a good friend. It's not that hard, but you don't know what you don't know. And if you just kind of like explaining all the things you have to do, they don't see it as, oh, well, how can I help her? But don't feel like you asking for too much. What it sounds like is you haven't asked for much at all because you're afraid you might hurt somebody's feelings, or you're afraid they might say no because they said they're busy. They probably are busy. You know, some of my bridesmaids had some life in moments. One of them had to drop out off because she was getting it. She was engaged. She got engaged like a month after I got engaged. And so like I was going to be in her wedding, she was going to be in mine. And she was planning her wedding and it got too overwhelming and she just had to come out and tell me like, I don't feel like I can be a good bridesmaid to you because I'm planning my own wedding. I said, I totally respect that. Thank you. You're still welcome to attend, you know, my wedding. You're still welcome to attend the events, but I appreciate you letting me know up front. Whereas I had another bridesmaid that where life was just life and she just kind of fell off the face of the earth a little bit. She showed up, but she wasn't like contributing. And it was just because her life was just not in a good place. But I don't know. It's really important to pick the right people, but don't be afraid to ask for what you need. It's not even like you said, it's not even money as much as it is just them wanting to check on you, make sure you're okay, them wanting to see where they can fit in and help, you know, little things. And yeah, some people will ignore the hell out of a hint. I see where D say, you know, some people won't take hints. They definitely they're not gonna take a hint. They hoping you don't ask because they don't want to do nothing but show up and take pictures and reap the benefits of a wedding. Some people, even with guests, you got to be careful with this. Like, really read over that guest list. Some people don't care about your marriage. They just want to come to your wedding, eat, drink, have a good time. I already talked about this on my channel because, like I said, so many people that I invited, I don't even talk to them people almost 5 years later. So my husband and I, we were talking about throwing a party. And I was like, yeah, I'm not inviting half the people that were invited the first time. Like, this party is going to be so small. Like, I'm not stressing about nothing. We don't have to do a party. You know, it could be very much backyard reception, and I don't care. But yeah, pick the right bridesmaids and pick the right guests because you're gonna spend a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of energy. It gets so bogged up that you might forget like, oh my goodness, like this is really about my man and us getting married. That's really all that should matter. When you start focusing on all the other stuff, now you're not even enjoying the process no more. You're welcome. Let me read these comments. Being direct, I feel like my coworkers are helping more. I'm not gonna lie. My coworkers were the bomb. It's something about them coworkers. Coworkers be happy when they find out somebody getting married. One of my coworkers did my shirt. I have on my shirt from the it says bride. One of my coworkers did our shirts. I paid her, but she did our shirts. Another coworker had offered to come and help and do decor. One of my coworkers, y'all, my wedding dress ripped on my wedding day. One of my coworkers went to Marshall's and grabbed me a replacement dress so I didn't have to be uncomfortable on my wedding day. Not my bridesmaid, but one of my coworkers. So it's funny. God will send you people that will be there for your special day. And sometimes it won't be to your friends and family. It's crazy. But my coworkers at the time, yeah, they showed up and showed out. It was crazy. Uh, oh my goodness. And my family, like my mama's family, they showed out as well. Like my husband's family, they help with like the happy hour food and the trays. My mother's family, they served all the food. My husband's church mother, her name was Mother Simmons. She passed away a few years ago, but she did all the beautiful decorations at the church, set up the venue with all the decorations for free. She did all of that for us. So we had help, but when it came to like the planning and the execution, trying to find the right dresses for everybody, like that kind of stuff, I feel like a lot of that ended up falling on me. And then I might have had help from 2 to 3 out of 7 girls. So in hindsight, I really like I wanted to bring everybody with me, right? I'm still cool with friends from high school. I'm still cool with friends from college. Like I want to bring all these girls with me. And then I realized like I can still love them girls and they can still come to the wedding without them being my bridesmaids. Like when you choose your bridesmaids, you want to choose your tribe. They call it a bride tribe for a reason. So don't be afraid. And we was on a budget. Like I said, we were on a budget. Y'all go back and watch the videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hey Mo, how you doing? Oh yeah, I recognize your picture. Hey Mo. Um, what was I gonna say? We were on a budget, but like literally was texting my friend who's getting married, and she sent me an invoice for alcohol to ask me like, hey, is this a good price for alcohol? And I said, well, I think it is if it's open bar. But she asked me how much I spent. I told her how much I spent. The video's on my YouTube. The wedding was under $3,500 back in 2016. We did not spend a lot. We used what we had to get what we want, but it was still a beautiful wedding, right? I cry at courthouse weddings. I just think the act of telling someone you love them, you want to be with them for the rest of your life is beautiful. It's not about where you get married, right? But you wouldn't have thought that was the budget. So, I say that to say if I would have done anything differently, I would have just let more people help and I would have been more direct with help. And when I saw flakiness or just, lack of care, I would have just been able to speak up for myself and just say, you know what, sis, I think that you're not the right person for this role. I still love you and you're still my friend. You're still my best friend or whatever relationship we are to each other. You're still my sister, whatever cousin, you still this, you still that. But I need more help. And I don't think you're able to offer that to me right now. But again, you get in this place of like not wanting to hurt feelings and stuff like that. And then you end up mad at yourself because you're not getting the support you need. Let me see. Be direct with one person at a time and then go from there. Yes, don't go in the room bridezilla because then all your bridesmaids will walk out. Because I remember I did something like that and some of them was mad at me. They're like, your shit is tripping, but your shit was frustrated. Okay. Let me see. Girl, it's your day. You should be on cloud 9. Exactly. You're overthinking because you don't want to be a bridezilla. Just ask good wine and pizza and ask for help. Exactly. You got to feed them. Don't invite them to go do work and ain't no food. Order the pizza and bring some wine. It could be girls' time and we're going to work on these flower arrangements. Yes, that's how we do that. Some just want to show up because they want to be nosy and not to enjoy your matrimonial ceremony. Exactly. It was plenty of that going on. Plenty of that. And let me just say one more little thing since we're on the topic of weddings. Never go into a wedding, a birthday party, or any sort of special event with the expectation that people are going to gift you in finances of what you spent. Because when I tell y'all, if we spent $3,500, we might have gotten maybe $500 in monetary amount from people and maybe an additional $300 in gifts. So don't do it thinking, oh yeah, everybody's gonna come with a gift for me. Everybody is gonna shower us with love for our home fun, our honeymoon. Like, no, not at all. People gonna come, they're gonna eat, they're gonna comment on what didn't look right or talk this and that. And then the ones that really love you, they're gonna be sitting there crying because they're so happy for you. But if you dealing with like the wrong people, that's what I'll say. Now folks who have class and that are not struggling financially, because life be life, and if life is life and it's my favorite relative, I don't care if you come without a gift because you're my favorite relative. But if you invited 150 people and 115 showed up, I would think that you would get more than $500 from 115 guests. That's all I'm saying, because that's about how many people showed up to my wedding. But that's not what we got. So my husband and I, we joke about that all the time. Like, people come, they eat, they drink, they get drunk, they do everything except bring a gift. I don't ever go to nobody's baby shower, wedding, whatever it is, birthday, empty-handed. Like, I just don't. Now, if it's a birthday dinner and we all have to like buy our own food and stuff like that, and it's not that kind of vibe, maybe. But when you throw a party and there's a gift table, if it's a dang baby shower, don't you bring your tacky ass to somebody's baby shower and you don't have a gift. Like, to me, that is just so tacky. Like, don't come. Just don't come. It's times where I've been invited and couldn't come and I still had a gift. Hi, Trish the Natural. How you doing? I don't know how you mentioned me, but that's cool. I'm gonna send you some hearts. All right, my wedding consisted of my parents, my husband's parents, and we were happy. That sounds so peaceful. I tell people all the time, like, you can spend a little bit money on the wedding ceremony and reception and spend the remainder of it on your honeymoon and or your an investment like your home. Y'all gotta build y'all forever home together. So, like, that $3,500 that we spent throwing a party, because let me just say this, the ceremony was absolutely beautiful. And that was the cheapest thing, because my mom's family is from Duluth, Georgia. And my uncle is a pastor at Friendship Baptist Church in Duluth. We got married and our ceremony was at Friendship Baptist Church. We were able to leverage the family discount because I'm related to the pastor. I want to say it was either 250 or 500 because we were family. And so it might have been 500. But that, like, if we would just had the wedding at the church, aside from the food costs, it would have been like less than what we spent. But my husband, he was like, no, I want us to be able to have alcohol. We want, we can't do that at the church. I said, you're right, because they ain't no alcohol at the church. We don't do that. So we went down the street to this reception, the only reception center in Duluth that allowed alcohol. And we spent a lot of money. We had to buy alcohol. We had to hire bartenders. We had to hire Gwinnett County PD, because if you have alcohol at an event, you have to have the police present just in case stuff gets out of hand. So the fees started tacking on with that sort of stuff. And so, you just want to invite the right people. That's all. And the day is for both of you guys. So let me see. I suggest you rethink your bridesmaids if that's how you feel. Oh, I feel a few are more concerned if I'm paying for makeup, etc. I think that's a bit tasteless. I had the same conversations, Lissa, about the makeup. I did actually end up reserving a makeup artist to come in. And I'm trying to remember, I either paid for their makeup or I paid for the hotel room that we stayed in for the whole like bride's night before thing. But she gave me a really awesome rate. Like, she's probably triple the price what she charged me back then, because she was just starting off. And like, I remember having similar conversations. It was making my head hurt, because it's like, if you sign up to be in a wedding, I'm assuming you're gonna contribute to certain expenses. Like, I don't know. At least that's what it looked like on TV. But that's the thing. Like, if you haven't been to a lot of weddings, if you've never known anybody to get married, you don't really know these things. But it's like, you want to take off you want to, if it's a person that's getting married on a budget, they're not wealthy. I'm not talking about wealthy people. I'm just talking about regular, smuggler people that want to get married, right? If you know that they don't have a lot of money, not to say they're broke, but they are already paying, let's say 10 to 15,000 for a wedding. Or if you're on a budget, you might be spending 5 to 10,000 on a wedding. To me, it just is weird when people want to you to pay for their specific things um that they want. Like, oh, now you want me to pay for the makeup, now I got to pay for your shoes, I got to pay for your dress, and I got to do that for 7 bridesmaids or 10 bridesmaids in your case. Like, no, I didn't plan on doing that. I'm sorry. So, like, for me, I was the type of person, like, I'm frugal. So, like, I found a beautiful gown. It was retailed at like $600. I got it for $99 on clearance from David's Bridal. Beautiful dress. Bridesmaid dresses came out of David's Bridal as well. They were like a nice blush pink color. It was like one shoulder and like pink. It worked for every body type. And then one of my bridesmaids, her mom was a seamstress, so she offered to do everybody's alterations for free. But the dress that I found for them, it was like $75. And then they had a sale where you could call in and get a price match for 15% off. And I told them about it. So it was less than $75. Like, I wasn't trying to make it to where they had to spend a whole bunch of money. Maybe in total about $150 a piece just on looking nice for the event. That included the makeup, the hair, the shoes. They ended up with these cheap ass shoes out of Payless, and their feet was hurting, and that's the only thing where I probably could have did better as a friend. But I was trying to make it match with everything that we had going on, and then I had to be mindful because we got people that's a size 6, you got people that's a size 11, so it made it difficult to find like the perfect shoe and all of that. But I would say, as long as you're not, if you know your bridesmaid's financial situation and you're not trying to get outrageous with the things that they need for the special day, I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for them to do those things. Now, if if everybody has more money and y'all are talking about things like traveling together, that's where I do think that it could be a collective effort to pay for stuff. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Hey girl, what do you think about that new song from Kiki and Usher? Girl, that was messy. Oh, I haven't heard it. Is it called Boyfriend? I saw like a little thing. Oh, Jazzy, if you still here. I saw a little thing on Instagram earlier, and I was too busy to look. I'm gonna have to listen to it after I go live and then make a little reaction on shorts or something, because I haven't heard it, but I do think that that is messy. Goodness, I thought Kiki was gonna work it out with her baby daddy behind the scenes. Maybe she is gonna work it out with him behind the scenes, and they're just gonna live and love off social media. But that reminds me, anytime people make a song after a viral moment, like Entangled, like when August Alsina went and did the Entangled, the Entangled, what is it called? Entangled song, because they were making fun of Jada saying she was just entangled. Like, I always think that's being petty. And I love Kiki. I love Kiki. I'm rooting for Kiki. I don't want Kiki to let the internet make her and her son's father not work together, because coming from being married and being in serious relationships, like, they were both wrong for different reasons. They were both wrong for different reasons, because for one, I'm pretty sure they had that conversation before it even made it to Twitter. But for two, it's like there's a certain way that you should conduct yourself when you're in a serious relationship. Not even when you're just married and stuff like that, but just if you dating for marriage and you say you love somebody, like, it's certain things you should do out of respect. And even as a public figure, you know, you want to do better. So there's that. But then also, as a man, like, you should never want to embarrass your partner publicly in front of everybody. You should want to protect your spouse, your future spouse. So the way he went out there and said what he said, that wasn't right either. And whether you wanted to do it to get the reaction, like, now I can't trust you because look what you do when you get mad. Like, people got to be careful about what we say and do out of anger, because the results, especially when you react in a moment and it goes viral, you can't undo what people saw. Wait, I missed something. Y'all saying congratulations. Could have avoided. It's in October. Oh my gosh, that's around the corner. Girl, that's around the corner. Deposits, venue cake, DJ's been made, so I'd lose money still. Ooh. I'm gonna check it out, Jazzy. I'm sad to hear that they broke up because I feel like, I mean, unless it was just other stuff going on before that, I feel like that's crazy. Like the baby is so young and they seem to be doing really good, and then this happened. I graduated on the 5th. Oh, congratulations, Rachel. And you start your master's soon. Listen, I love that for you. Hearts for Rachel. You go, girl. It's you getting your master's for me. Look, let me go back to school while I still have tuition reimbursement benefits. That always inspires me when I hear people talking about going back to school. My best friend got her master's back in May, and I got to watch like on live because at Clayton State you get limited amount of tickets, and that's where I got my bachelor's. And we went to school together there, and then she got her master's there. So I was watching online, and she actually got to give the graduation speech, and I remember watching it, and like it was just, girl, I'm just such a sap. I started crying, and like I felt so inspired, like, oh, I might want to go back to school, but whew. Let's see. Expressive Channel said they broke up. Oh, and Expressive, she be knowing the tea. They've kept that convo private. Jazzy, I have to go watch it. I wonder if Usher pulled Kiki. I hope not. I hope it's just like a capitalization moment. I hate to hear that. I wish they could have discussed privately. I wish they could have too, because now the child has to grow up without a committed family. Not to say that he won't be straight. Of course he'll be straight because Kiki is successful and she's a beautiful girl and she's got a wonderful head on her shoulders. But I know like Kiki is like very grounded and would have wanted to like get married and settle down had this situation not happened. And in the greater scheme of things, unless he was abusive behind the scenes or something else behind the scenes was going on, I don't see how that situation should have made them stop dating altogether. Unless maybe something happened before then that we didn't know about. But she's never going to address that publicly. I already know. Kiki stated that he didn't have a problem with her dress. So I feel like it could have been how she was acting like with Usher. But then she came and said that she was into girls. Oh Lord, I don't know. I do not know. Okay, send it to me. Quana, send it to me. Is it something you need to email? I put my email in here. I'll have some time to look at it probably this weekend because I'm gonna be in the car traveling for some hours. So send it to me. I thought they were gonna get married. I thought they were gonna get married too. It's crazy because Satan be busy. He don't be wanting people to get married because that's of God. God wants us to get married. But literally hours before this situation occurred, she said, I love my man so much. Like she was always giving him his flowers and stuff like that. And then this happened. So I just feel like the devil be busy sometimes. Sometimes he be trying to attack me and my husband, but I always just pray about it. I might be mad. I ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. But I might be mad. Then I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna go sit on my side of the room. You go sit on yours. We'll figure it out. But sometimes, like when you growing with God, everything going good, something stupid happens, and then it's just like the enemy trying to put you apart from your partner because he don't want you to thrive in your marriage. Like, why would he want that? That brings you closer to God. You know, all this be a hot girl summer stuff, you know. Yeah, so and then Kiki's petty. Like I know we talking about God, but you know, when it comes to zodiac signs, Virgos, I love Virgos, but they be petty and they can move on like don't nobody care. And I have Virgo grandmother. I've had some Virgo friends. I don't, I know everybody's different. There's different factors, blah blah blah. But one thing I know about that, those women, they typically like they're very much not going to feed into foolishness. Like if they feel like something is like not serving them or whatever, they're gonna move on. They're the type of person that'll quit a job and like get another one real quick. They're the type of person that will like move away from their whole family and not say nothing, quit and move to a whole other state and start over. Like they do not mind leaving situations. And it's not to say that they don't care or it doesn't hurt them, but they're not going to stay where they're not valued. And then like I think her baby father is an Aquarius. She brought this up. That's how I remember. Aquariuses are just a different breed from what I understand. They are different. They are loners. They do not care about the popular opinion most of the time. Hence why this man did not care about making a statement on the internet where he could get cyberbullied, because they be in their own world. They don't care. And so men who are like that, they do not care if the whole internet hates them. I think it was the fact that he let the world come at her the way they did without actually telling them his true problem. Yeah, and I just think it was embarrassing because like Kiki is successful. She's a great actress. She's beautiful. She can sing, she can dance. She's a talk show personality, and now her brand for that particular month became about her baby daddy drama. And so, people would say you have to be careful with who you have a baby with, because especially as a successful single woman, because then you become associated with that person. And exactly, he was the first guy that she put out there before she even got pregnant, because it seemed to be something real. But maybe he was just like a regular smegular guy and he's expecting like regular treatment. And so for him, that was just disrespectful to him. He don't care that it's Usher. Like she's on the internet goggling over him, and then she's dancing on him, dancing with him, and then her ass is all out. Like it might have been too much when he saw that, because he's like, but you're a mom though. But what he probably meant was like, but we're in a relationship though. Like, how are we in a relationship? This is how you acting when I'm not around you, type vibes. Like, it's okay to go to the Usher residency. Usher is very talented, but look how you're acting. We will never know. All I know is what social media tell us, and the actual people like Kiki or Baby Daddy or Usher speaks up on what happened. Yeah, and by the time they speak up, they probably really will be moved on. But like I said, I was not one of the people like laughing or being happy that this occurred, or oh, you don't need him, or going to go run and bash. Like, I don't know them people. You don't know what happened behind closed doors. It might have already been something he had addressed several times privately and she's continuing to do. It might have been a situation that occurred before before they even went out. I don't really know. But public embarrassment is something that people don't have to tolerate, and it could very much be a deal breaker. But the grand scheme of things, if that was just the first time and it was because of the social media thing, like that really sucks. Like the social media really broke them up, if that's the only reason, but I really don't think so. He showed her body all the time through his IG though, so I'm confused. And I guess it's different when he's showing her body in the comfort of their home versus she's showing her body and portraying herself like a single woman. Me and my husband had this conversation because he was like, that's different. I'm taking a picture of you. They know you at home with me. You out here, I'm nowhere to be found, and I'm at home watching the baby. That's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. And then you got folks already commenting and calling him the babysitter because they don't know him from what he does, Then they attacking his character like, oh, you just Kiki baby daddy. Like they don't know nothing about what Leo, I think his name is Leo, right? I don't know. They don't know what her baby's father did. I don't even know his name. Look, I'm Kiki baby daddy. I'm calling him Kiki baby daddy, but not out of disrespect. But people just like, devaluing him because he doesn't make as much as she does, and they didn't know who he was before Kiki. All I'm saying is when it comes to serious relationships, you have to be mindful of how you treat your spouse, not just when they're with you, but when you're not around. And I don't think it probably wasn't the outfit, because he probably saw the outfit before she went out. But it's when you see somebody in the sexy outfit and then they dancing all over somebody else, but they in a relationship with you, that can be disrespectful. Like, let's stop talking about Kiki for a moment, and I can think of a video of Chance the Rapper who's married at Carnival with a woman that had on less clothes than Kiki, and she was dancing all on him. And a lot of folks were talking about that. Um, exactly. I think exactly, Lisa. I agree with you as well. I don't think that he said, "But you're a mom," but what he really meant, I think, was, "But we're together." Like, and then he even clarified and said, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with me, like, saying what I would want my future wife or whatever to do. So that to me even solidified what his intent was behind the first comment where he said, "But you're a mom." Like, and he might have actually meant, he's not saying you're not a good mom. He's saying you're a mom, like you're in a relationship with me, we're a family, and you're representing yourself like you're a single person right now with no kids, with no boyfriend or fiance or future husband. This is not engaged behavior. This is not wife behavior, in my opinion. And you're not honoring our relationship. Now, some people will take that as, well, I'm not married to you. We're not engaged. I'm just your baby mom. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. And that's what some people think of it like. But at the same time, back to Chance the Rapper, he is married. He at Carnival. The girl dancing all on him. Look it up. That went viral too. And people were like mad at Chance. Oh, he embarrassing his wife. Oh, I can't believe he out there doing that. But it's Carnival. Carnival is what people dance. They wear the little naked outfits. That's Carnival culture. That's what you do at Carnival. It wasn't to be disrespectful to his wife. This is Carnival. That's what you do. Now, I wouldn't be at the club dancing all on a man like that. But if I was at Carnival, if I was in a dancing environment, I'm gonna dance. Like, that's what I'm there for. But when I go out with my friends, I typically dance with my girlfriends. I typically don't dance with men because I'm married. When I was engaged, I'm engaged. What am I shaking butt on you for when I got penis at home waiting on me? That's disrespectful. So that's why I'm saying everybody's different. And some people will write it off with, well, if you're secure in your marriage, it shouldn't matter. Okay. Just because you can do stuff don't mean that you should. Just because you can put it on don't mean that you should. Like, certain things you should want to do, you should want to respect. In my opinion, you should want to respect your partner. And if you don't think of it that way, that's fine. But that's why a lot of folks are single now, because y'all not like you on the live, but people, when I say y'all don't think of it of the other person. You just think about you. What's on your checklist? What is gonna make a man good for you, or what's gonna make a woman good for you? But then you don't think about what you bring to the table and how you're gonna honor that person that's gonna be bringing all these things you ask for. And a lot of men, I'll tell you straight up, a lot of men desire respect, right? Women, we want love, we want affection, we want to be provided for and protected, right? Men want to be respected by their spouse. They want to be respected by the woman in their life. They want to know that they can trust the woman in their life. They want to know that when they're going through something, she's going to have their back and not be being petty with them or taking the things that they might have confided in them and shared in a dark moment and blasting them out publicly when they get mad or throwing it back in their face. Respect. And so for that specific situation, he probably felt like, I love this girl. Like, I wanted to marry this girl, and this is how easily she could just go out and disrespect me for Usher? What? All right, I'll let it go now. But I honestly think that's how he perceived it. Let me see. He tried to fly a girl out to him after the fact. Yeah, because at that point he was probably over it and was upset. I'm not saying he was the perfect person, Rachel. I'm not. I don't know this man. I'm just saying the initial reaction seemed to be that of a hurt because he felt disrespected. So maybe if he felt disrespected, okay, I'm gonna fly somebody out too. I'm gonna start cutting up and acting bad too. Kiki out here doing it. It doesn't make it right. And like I said, I do still believe that both of them were wrong in the situation and how they handled it. The Chance thing made me cringe so bad. Like, why would he do that? Wow, I didn't know he did that too. Yeah, the video was a little bit embarrassing, but at the same time, carnival culture, people go and dance, and that's what they do. It's a known thing. But I always say this, like, doing stuff in closed doors is different than doing stuff in open doors. It's one thing to go to a party and dance. Your spouse or your boyfriend, girlfriend, they know you're gonna go dance. It's another thing to have to see it. And it's another thing to have the whole world seeing it, reacting to it, talking about how you were disrespectful. And then you got the world in your ear, plus whatever you really genuinely felt when you initially saw it. That's a lot. I'm West Indian. They dance like that with anyone. No one bats an eye, but you have to set boundaries for your own relationship, marriage. I agree, Quana. You do. You do have to set your own boundaries because what you're comfortable with it may not be what the next person is comfortable with. And that's why I say, like, not to hurt nobody's feelings or anything like that. I think you have to find a person that has the same values as you do. Like, y'all have to be on the same page. Like I said before, what works for one person may not work for the next person. But if you have a traditional mindset and you get with somebody that's traditional mindset, you got to understand that some of the stuff that people say is okay in this world is not of God. It's not godly at all. It's worldly. And so what the world gives a pass to may not always be what Christ gives a pass to. And so at times people justify foolishness. And then you'd be like, "Oh, well, he at home. Okay, so why you got to be disrespectful just cuz he at home or she at home?" You know what I'm saying? And we have double standards. Women, we get double standards all the time about what women can do versus what men can do and things like that. But a good rule of thumb is just always like, if I wouldn't want it done to me, I'm not gonna do it to you. That's a good way to think of it. Like, treat your partner the way you want to be treated. It's hard. It's easier said than done. But also, know your partner's love language because for someone like me, I'm very big on quality time and I'm very big on acts of service. And affirmation has definitely become one that is a close tie, but acts of service and quality time have always been big for me. When it comes to acts of service, though, that was always like the top. For me, it's not about what you say; it's about what you do. Like, don't get me wrong, I do need encouragement from time to time. It does feel good to get compliments and things like that. But I don't want someone who tells me they love me and then they go out and embarrass me, or they go out and degrade me, or they constantly are not showing up for me when I need them. I need the person who can prove it with the action. That's why I say that's one of my top love languages. A lot of men, they like to be affirmed, and affirmation to me aligns with respect. Men like to be told how great they are. Then they like to feel respected by their spouse a lot of the time. So, like, or their partner. And it goes back to what I said before. So, like, if you feel like you have somebody and they just, you want the provider, but you don't want to pour into him and make him feel encouraged and be there for him, it's like it's hard for that connection to build and grow and foster over time, in my opinion. So yeah, y'all. I don't know. We were supposed to be talking about burnout. We done got on Kiki. I don't even want to watch the video now because I don't know. I think it's a smart marketing move. I will say that. I do think it's a good marketing move. And I'm going to just pray for them. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just pray and wish them the best and wish them a healthy co parenting relationship as well because I don't know, it's hard. And when that baby is fresh out the womb, it's so hard. You don't want to I don't know. You learning. You learning how to be a mom. You learning how to be a dad. You learning how to co-parent with each other. It's a lot of feelings. But Lissa, good luck with the wedding planning. It is almost September. So plan that. I got chapstick on the top of my mouth. Okay. Plan that bridesmaid helping party sooner than later. And then get you some backup helpers, i.e., your family members. Get you some backup helpers. And just enjoy the rest of the process because you are going to be walking down the aisle before you know it. I got married in November. And I just remember it feeling like it flew when I had about 2 months left. And that's where you are. You less than 2 months left, I'm assuming. So just enjoy the process, pray on it. Ask God to lead you with love so that you can say what you need to say without causing any harm in your relationships. But, sometimes people get removed for a reason. So if you seem like a very sweet person, you seem like the type of person that is like going to try to lead with love. You have a big heart. So use that heart, but also think about what you need. Maybe get a sheet of paper and write down all of your things and think through, what is a list of tasks, what is a bridesmaid task or something that they can help you do, and what's something you can give to somebody else. And just make sure if it's not anybody who's been offering that you may have declined, it's not too late to ask for help. You're not 2 weeks before, so you go ahead and ask before it's too late. You're welcome. We a family. We here to help each other, okay? But y'all, I was supposed to get off a long time ago. See what time it say? 10:45. It's not my bedtime, but now I'm gonna be all happy and giddy, and it's gonna take me a minute to fall asleep. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to end the live here. I really did enjoy catching up with all of y'all, hearing y'all's perspectives. If you're catching the replay tomorrow or tonight after I end it, thank you. Don't forget to give the live stream a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Also, tomorrow there will be a new video at 6 o'clock. It's about friends. So be sure to check that out. And if you haven't seen Monday's video, which I think most of y'all have because I saw your comments, thank you for watching. Go watch that video too. But sending y'all much love, encouragement, praying for safety, and y'all just have a great night, okay? All right. I don't even want to go now. I know Josiah's asleep. It sounds like a silent house. And one thing my baby is not quiet. But y'all have a good night, okay? Thank y'all again for tuning in. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.